Case Study: Dubai Aluminium vs Salaam. Introduction. Dubai Aluminium Corporation Limited vs Salaam 2002 UKHL 48 is a landmark case in English law, holding significant implications for vicarious liability, breach of trust, and dishonest assistance. This case study delves into the details of the fraudulent scheme, the legal questions it raised, and its lasting impact on legal principles governing professional conduct and liability. Facts. Dubai Aluminium Corporation Limited DUBAL fell victim to a complex fraudulent scheme between 1987 and 1993. The company was deceived into paying out a staggering $50 million under a bogus consultancy agreement with Mark Rich and Corporation AG. The fraudulent scheme involved several parties, including DUBAL, the victim company, Mark Rich and Corporation AG, the company at the center of the fake consultancy agreement. In Livingston, DUBAL's chief executive who participated in the scheme. Henny Mohamed Salaam, defendant, a client of a law firm representing DUBAL at the time. Mahdi Mohamed Ai Tajir, not a party to the lawsuit, another individual allegedly involved in the fraudulent scheme. The court ultimately found that Mr. Salaam, along with DUBAL's chief executive, had actively participated in a dishonest scheme to defraud the company. DUBAL further claimed that the law firm where Mr. Salaam was a client, Amherst Brown Martin and Nicholson, should be held vicariously liable for his actions. Issue. The central legal question in Dubai Aluminium vs Salaam branched into two key aspects. Vicarious liability. Could the law firm be held legally responsible, vicariously liable for the dishonest actions of Mr. Salaam, their client? Dishonest assistance. Could Mr. Salaam be held liable for his role in assisting with the fraudulent scheme, even though he did not directly benefit financially from it? Holding. The House of Lords, the highest court in the UK at the time, issued a split decision on the case. Vicarious liability. The House of Lords ruled in favor of DUBAL on the issue of vicarious liability. They held that the law firm could be held liable for Mr. Salaam's actions because, even though his actions were dishonest, they fell within the general scope of his relationship with the firm as a client seeking legal services. Dishonest assistance. The court unanimously agreed that Mr. Salaam could be held liable for his role in the scheme, even without directly profiting financially beyond the legal fees paid by his co-conspirators. The court found him liable for knowingly assisting with the fraudulent scheme. Reasoning. Vicarious liability. The court's reasoning on vicarious liability relied on the established principle that employers can be held liable for the wrongful acts of their employees committed within the course of their employment, even if unauthorized by the employer. The court considered Mr. Salaam's actions drafting agreements in furtherance of the scheme to be within the general scope of his role as a client seeking legal services from the firm, despite the dishonest purpose behind those actions. Dishonest assistance. The court's reasoning on dishonest assistance focused on the broader concept of a duty of care. They held that Mr. Salaam, by knowingly assisting with the fraudulent scheme, breached his duty to act honestly and could therefore be held liable for the resulting damages suffered by DUBAL. Significance. Dubai Aluminium v Salaam is a significant case with implications for several areas of law. Vicarious liability. The case clarifies the scope of vicarious liability for law firms and other professional service providers. It emphasizes that they can be held liable for the dishonest actions of their clients if those actions fall within the general scope of the client-professional relationship. Dishonest assistance. The case strengthens the concept of dishonest assistance as a separate cause of action. It establishes that individuals can be held liable for knowingly assisting with a fraudulent scheme, even if they do not directly benefit financially from it. Conclusion. Dubai Aluminium vs. Salaam remains a leading case in English law concerning vicarious liability, breach of trust, and dishonest assistance. It highlights the potential. Dubai Aluminium v Salaam serves as a stark reminder of the legal consequences that can arise from fraudulent activities and breaches of trust. The case emphasizes the importance of ethical conduct for both individuals and professional service providers. It highlights the potential legal ramifications for those who engage in dishonest or fraudulent schemes, even if they do not directly profit financially. If you are a law student and looking for more case studies, visit our website www.mylawtutor.net.